How you doing, guys? This is Andrew at the Warrior Vault. I have another battle report for you. This is my Empire versus the Vampire counts, and it's 2,500 points of pitch battle. Okay, so in my list you'll notice this says Steam Tank MIA, and that's because he was getting touched up painting and I forgot to put him back in the box. And for Vampire counts, he has a pretty good list here, pretty scary list with 2 Terrorgeists and a Blender Lord. And for those of you who don't play a lot of games, tournaments, you might not know what a Blender Lord is or what we slang call a Blender Lord, so I'll explain it to you. So a Blender Lord is basically when they take a Vampire Lord, they give him like a +2 strength sword, a charm shield, they give him quick blood, red fury, 4-up ward. So basically what this guy will do is he'll have 5 attacks at strength 7. And because of always strikes first, he's going to reroll the hit. He's going to wound everybody on 2s. You're barely going to get an armor save even if you're knights, and then after that, for every wound he does, he gets another attack. So he can take out probably 8, 10, well, generally 8 knights or so a turn, and that's terrible for me since I have a knight heavy army. Okay, so for Vampire Magic, he got the spells listed here, and the only one that really scared me is Crusaders is kind of scary, and Indication having 2 casts of that could be pretty scary. And for Empire, I always run Metal. So I got Plague of Rust, Enchanted Blades, Final Transmutation, and Searing Doom. And here's deployment. I have my Knights, a Cannon, this base here, that is my Steam Tank. I have a Hellblaster, my Redirectors, my Mage Bunkers here, Crossbowmen. I put this Engineer in this unit so he can work with this Hellblaster and be protected. Demigorgon, and I have a Cannon on my far right. His deployment is his Terrorgeist, his 2 units of dogs, his Black Knights, his 40 Crypt Ghouls, zombies, Corpse Cart, his Grave Guard, and that's where his Blender Lord's going to go, his other unit zombies, and his Terrorgeist at the far right. Okay, and then here's his Vanguard here. Now see, when I'm looking at this board, we walked up to this board and somebody had already had it set up with a lot of terrain, and we rolled to see who had sides, and of course he won and he picked the side whereas which I have all the terrain. Now what's bad is there's 2 impassable here, there's forest all on my side and I'm running knights, so that kind of sucks. So but what I was thinking as far as strategies, what I could do is I could get my Steam Tank, because he put this horde here down right in the line here and bottleneck that horde there. And if I bottleneck that horde there, it'll force all of his other troops to go around, one side or the other. And if they do, I'll be able to, fight them one at a time or be able to shoot them to death. Okay, so I won first turn. I had to +1. And so I move my knights up, and I get 4 steam points with my Steam Tank. I try to get him far forward. He moves like 3 or something. Not so good, but it's okay. I still have 2 more for the cannonball. My Redirectors go in a line so that they're out of the line of sight for shooting, and my Demigorgon also walk into the forest. Alright, so yeah, shooting and magic. For magic I got a 5-4. I was able to cast Plague of Rust, which everybody always lets go, because the worst things could happen. But Plague of Rust is great because these knights here who had a 2-up armor now have 3-up armor, and my strength 4 knights, even if he gets the charge, he's going to have 50-50 saves, and that's going to hurt. Okay, so for shooting, I was able to, the 2 Hellblasters opened up, basically kill the dogs but 1. These archers here were able to finish the dog off, and a long shot cannonball was able to hit the corner of the base here and do 3 wounds to the Terrorgeist. Yeah, so the Steam Tank failed me, and the cannon all the way to the right failed me. So I had some successful shooting and some failed shooting. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, the Steam Tank rolls a 1 to wound. That is so... When you hit the guy and you roll a 1, it's so frustrating. Okay, so this is a pan of the battle. This is what it looks like at the end of the turn. So Vampire counts turn 1. Okay, so this was a weird situation. I didn't know, but these guys charge Ethereal, move Ethereal, so he moves right up to the to the impassable terrain, which for me that sucks because I can't charge him. He can charge me at his leisure because he can see me with this one guy, and I can't shoot him as heart cover. So the Terrorgeist goes here. Everything else moves forward as expected. And yeah, they move forward here, and there's the Terrorgeist with the wounds. So yeah, for magic, he got a 3 and a 4. I think the only thing he really got off was Curse of Years on my knights, and he only killed one knight with it. So that's not too bad. And I'm hoping to get a good magic phase, so I'm able to get rid of it. So Empire turn 2. So I move my redirectors up. The steam tank, I try to get him as far forward as possible. He doesn't go too far, but that's pretty good. And I'm still gonna try to shoot this corpse cart. So the far right, I move the Demigris back. Now, the reason why I'm moving them back is basically I don't have to go to him. I don't have to feed these Demigris to that Vampire Lord. What I can do is I can wait for him to come to me, I can shoot him, I can weaken him up, but mainly is this Terrorgeist move forward a couple inches. So I gotta move back a couple inches to match it, because I do not want him flying on my flank and screaming and killing everything without me being able to do anything about it. So yep, I moved back. Okay, so for magic, I got a 6 and a 5, and I channeled, which is great. Oh, and this extra die here, don't worry about that. That was just on a table where it's turn counter. But yeah, so I got double 6s. So what's great about that is I'm able to get rid of Curse of Years, no problem. I go for final again, so he throws all his dice at it, and I can throw a couple dice at Enchanted Blades to get the Hellblaster beefed up. Now, the thing about Final Transmutation is it's so easy to cast. It goes off so easily. With your 18-inch range, it's like 15, so you need 11. It's reliable on 4 dice, and you can throw 4 dice at it. It goes off. Your opponent's either going to throw this spell scroll or 6 dice to get rid of it. Everything he has, because if that spell goes off, I mean, you have a 1 in 6 chance to take heroes off the board, or even if you're playing with a Lookout Sir or 1 wound rule, you're going to take a third of a unit, and then they have stupidity tests across the board. It's a great spell for how cheap it is. Alright, so yeah, and this is shooting here. This Hellblaster doesn't have the engineer. The engineer's over here with my cannon, which worked out great for me because I was able to kill the Terrorgeist to the far right. Shooting here, I thinned out a little bit of this unit, but the worst part of that was that was the unit with the Enchanted Blades. So I get +1 to hit and everything, and I rolled a misfire, re-rolled it, got another misfire. Damn. I mean, those things are really reliable, and that sucks. But yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna kill a couple of them, and yeah, like I said, this killed a couple. The steam tank fails again to wound the corpse cart, so that sucks. And the cannon onto the far right couldn't really do anything either, so a little less than I hoped. Okay, so with me killing the Terrorgeist with this far left cannon, that's the great thing, because now I feel like this flank's open for me. Yeah, he's still got the Vampire Lord here, but what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bum rush his zombie unit, kill as many as possible, hopefully crumbles, overrun, and end up in his backfield, and try to get behind him and take apart his army from the back, while this steam tank here is bottlenecking him here, and then he'll be forced to walk around. I'll redirect him and shoot him with the Hellblasters. So I got a solid plan there, I feel. So this is what the board looks like at the end of Empire turn 2. And Vampire counts turn 2, and he charges through the building, of course. And his Terrorgeist flies next to me. These things are really scary, mainly because I can't do anything about it because he can scream into combat, which is such a great mechanic for them, a broken mechanic really, because what he's going to do is he's just going to scream, and I'm going to be pulling 25-point models right off the table. And so, yeah, I don't know if these guys, I can't remember if they failed their charge or if they just wanted to move up because he was looking for a different opportunity. Or maybe it was that he moved up because he wanted to get a fine. I don't know what happened there, but nevertheless, this is where he ends up. And both units on the right move up, which is just as expected. He's trying this one into combat as quick as possible. Alright, and he does Gaze into Gesh and kills my redirectors, which kind of sucks. I kind of needed them here, but see how it goes. And so for combat, okay, so this was a lot of bad rolling on his part. Okay, so the Terrorgeist only rolled 3. So how that works is he has his total number of wounds plus 2d6. I think it's 2d6. And whatever he scores higher than your leadership, that's how many wounds you take. Well, I have leadership 10. with my standard discipline and my arch lector, so he was only able to do nothing basically. And then combat here, he rolled so bad he only did 2 wounds to me, but I did 2 wounds back to him with my strength 4, because he's making 50-50 saves now. I beat him by combat rep because I have 2 banners and a rank, and he crumbled 1. So yeah, that's actually looking pretty good for me over on that side. So Empire turn 3. Okay, so the Demigryphs are going to take the easy charge here. And okay, so the steam tank misfires. And the reason why this hurts so bad is because I either need him to sit here and drop a flame template to thin these guys out. But really what I was thinking is I want him to come back here and smash these guys so I guarantee the win here. Now if I win this combat, I can reform the knights, face the Terrorgeist, make him move into either a line in which the cannons can shoot him, or I'll be able to charge him, or he'll back up. He'll lose a move. So that's basically what I was trying to do there. For Magic, I got 3 and 3. I'm able to put Enchanted Blades on my Hellblaster, and I throw 4 dice at it. So my thinking is he has 3 dice. If I throw 4 at it, he can be, crazy and throw his 3 and try to stop it, or he's going to try to stop my next spell. So he holds his dice to stop my next spell. So I throw 2 at a Warrior Priest Prayer, and I get double sixes. So it's an innate bounce spell. It just goes off. That sucks. And also, yeah, my opponent, he allowed me to take a move that was out of phase. He allowed me to my engineer up to this Hellblaster, the one that was occupying the cannon. So I was kind of kicking myself for it, but it's a friendly game, and I felt like that was a good part on Brian, because whenever I'm playing friendly games as well, like if you forget something out of phase, I'm not really thinking it. I'm not playing as competitive as possible. It's not a tournament, so I let people do that all the time. So I thought that was great of him. So shout out for Brian. Thanks for letting me do that. Okay, so this Hellblaster here, he just lights him up. This is the one with the Chain and Blades and the Engineer. I'm hitting on, I don't know, 3s? Not quite 2s yet, 3s, because he's outside of 12. And man, I kill every man in the unit. And then the other Hellblaster lights up and overkills the crap out of his Vampire Lord. So yeah, that sucks. Now he's going to start to crumble. So I think he loses some zombies on that side. The Terrorgeist dies. These guys are alright. He loses some of these guys, and some of the other zombies die. So over here with combat, I think we both do 2 wounds again. Maybe I do 3 and he crumbles 2, something of that nature. Yeah, I'm wearing him down here. And over here I kill the zombies. So at this point I'm like, look man, you don't have to keep playing. Could be just because I'm taking pictures, with some bad hands. Things happen, the Hellblaster messed you up. You want to call it? He's like, no, I still got my Horde of Crypt Ghouls. So he's fair game. Alright. So Vampire's turn 3. So he makes this charge here into the steam tank, and he moves his Corpse Cart this way. And then yeah, for Magic he gets a 5 and a 1. And he brings back a lot of dudes, but I was able to still crush his unit here with my reroll the wound and everything. And he does only a couple wounds on the steam tank. It's not going anywhere. He would have more zombies, but where the Corpse Cart is, I only allowed him to do so many. And of course he refilled this rank. Okay, so Empire turn 4. I charged the flank here, and basically I crushed them. These guys march up to here, so next turn I'm going to kill his remaining caster. I'm going to kill this thing over here. I can't remember how his caster got a wound on it. May have miscast. And yeah, so after combat I basically crushed him down to the man. I had a picture for it. It was blurry. I didn't want to put it up. I don't know, sometimes my camera decides that it wants to zoom in on something that I'm not really trying to make it look at, so it gives me a blurry picture. But yeah, so that's what happened here. We just called it. And so my post-game thoughts are, I still think Hellblasters are the best shooting in the game, ballistic skill shooting in the game, because there's nothing else that compares to that. When you have an engineer and you're looking at 120 points, I have 2 of them, then 2 engineers, that's another 60 on top, or 65, whatever they are. It's just ridiculous. I mean, because I'm going to use engineers for the cannons anyway, prioritize my targets, and it could take a whole unit out. 600 points of models it'll just take right off the table. I have had it let me down, but it's very reliable. Another thing is, like, okay, so he got 35 victory points, even if that, I don't even know, because they're unit upgrade, those archers. I don't know if you consider a detachment you get points for. And I got basically tabled him. I was thinking, I'm gonna start buying models that nobody really plays and start playing less competitive lists all the time, because I always find myself practicing for tournaments. I'm always doing tournaments, getting ready for the next one, and everybody I play, it's kind of like I kind of steamroll them in a little, and I kind of feel bad. And I'm willing to lose. I'm willing to play goofy stuff and have people beat up on me to practice their new list. It's no problem for me. So I'm gonna start buying some goofy stuff like um, die elf, fire mage that rides the dragon, things like that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the channel. And yeah, I don't have like a million viewers or anything. So you guys want to comment, ask me any questions, I'll be sure to, get back to you with some kind of answer the best I can. And as usual, like and share. And this is Andrew from the Warrior Vault. Thanks for watching.